there, folks.
Hi there.
Whoops. It seems like the internet is a bit laggy today, but I think we'll be fine. Anyway, here we are, and this is another episode of Würfel Cast, episode 122, if I'm correct. Yes. And today's episode, the topic of the day is top 10 discovery games. We're going to talk about them in a short while. But first, we almost lost you, Kyle, but you're back. Okay, it happens. Let's start with the Watcher's Babble.
Okay, I'm ready.
And let me share this screen over here. Oh, Jack Black and Paul Rudd. No, I don't think it's something you want to talk about.
No, but it's something I definitely need to see. I have not been watching a whole lot of things. Seem to go back to about once every week or every other week. And this is a movie that's I don't think I've talked about it on here, but it's a delightful movie that I watched the first time over the summer, and that is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, I don't know why, but I find myself regularly returning to it. It's just something enjoyable to kind of have on as I'm... But basically the story is there's these three hunters, and they have the ability to fight demons with the sound of their voice. And it's a tradition that's gone on for generations, and the modern sort of iteration is these three K-pop stars. And they're trying to, sing and banish the demons forever. And they're doing really well, and the demons decide to strike back by forming their own boy band and coming and stealing the spotlight. So that's really the plot.
Okay.
Plot. You could probably tell how it's going to start and how it's going to end just by what you know from movies. But what's really enjoyable, it's got very fun music. All the songs are very re-singable. And it's just a delightful, happy romp that I've really enjoyed. I would love to see more from. But it's just, an hour and a half and it's done. So there's that too.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I've heard the song that's everywhere. Golden or something.
Golden is everywhere, but Your Idol is everywhere.
Yeah, I'm
a lot actually in there. There's a lot of songs. So
okay. For some reason, I keep losing you. Sometimes
I'm not losing you.
Yeah, maybe your Wi-Fi is something too. We'll see if the problem persists, then we'll do a restart. You can do a restart, and then we'll see. So far, you're still here. Okay. Yeah, K-pop. Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at this one, and I can watch on Netflix, but then I'm like, it feels childish in a sense. I don't know if I want to watch it, but songs, okay. I'll get to it. One day. Because and this is an animated movie.
It is.
And I watch a different kind of animated movie, or series, I would say. Though, I forgot that. So my Watcher's Babble is I chose one thing, and then I remembered that I recently went and watched another one. So I'm going to talk about the other one then, because.
Okay.
Because I was about to talk about Arifureta. You probably don't know what it is. We'll talk about it next time. But Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer came out with a new movie. Infinity Castle, yes. There's a long name. Well, I went to the theater to watch it. And it's amazing. The Demon Slayer itself, it's a manga and anime about... a boy who's family is murdered by demons or a demon, and the only the only survivor beside the boy is Tanjiro. Basically, is her sister, but the sister is now a demon as well. She got, I don't know, poisoned something, and she's to become a demon, but she kind of has. So he wants to save her, to cure her, and she kind of still has her like soul, and you know, she understands. She does not want to harm anyone, and her demon side might come in, but anyway. And so in order to cure her, Tanjiro is looking for that main demon, the antagonist, Muzan. And Muzan, on the other hand, as I understand, he was trying to create a demon who can daywalk, because one thing the demons can do, they cannot walk under the sun, they will be evaporated. So they usually work at night. Well, and Demon Slayer means that Tanjiro is picked up by a person who then says you should become a Demon Slayer. And so he learns stuff, finds new friends. There is a lot of that comedic presence between him and his friends. But then this movie is the start of the final arc, the Infinity Castle arc. So there were, I don't remember how many seasons. I don't know, 4 or 6 seasons. And then the last arc will be in 3 movies. The bad thing is that we don't know when the other 2 parts will come out. This is the first part. It will be a 3-part thing. But how it's done, how it's written, how it's performed, it's amazing. Demon Slayer is just wow. Oh, we lost Kyle. We hope to get Kyle back. But yeah, if you haven't watched Demon Slayer, watch Demon Slayer and then go watch this movie. Probably if you haven't watched Demon Slayer seasons, you will not be able to, like, you can go and watch this movie, but it will not make any sense because there's flashbacks, there's story behind it. It's part of the arc. So that's that. So I think you need to watch it, and I'm sure it's gonna be eventually on, I don't know, Netflix or Crunchyroll. That's where I watch all of the anime. It surely is gonna be on Crunchyroll. And we almost got Kyle back. Well, hello. Yeah, something's not good with the connection, but it's fine. So yeah, that's what I talk about. That if you want to watch this movie as a separate thing, it's not the best idea. You should watch the seasons first. But as I said, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be on different platforms. I don't know, maybe in a year from its release in theaters. I don't know, but it's gonna be there. And it's the second highest grossing movie in Japan of all time. The first one is Demon Slayer Mugen Train arc. Uh-huh. So both Demon Slayer movies are on top. Yeah, amazing. Demon Slayer.
Good. Yeah, I'll probably go watch that at some point. When Demon Slayer came out, when the season started, I was really excited, so I read ahead until I got to the end, because it's a very only, I don't know, I think it's 24 books, and then I don't know how those are divided up, but it's not very long, so you can kind of read it and find out what happens. And because of that, I've been less excited to sort of jump back in and watch it, just because I don't know that it has any surprises for me, so I'll kind of binge it when I'm ready.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I went into Demon Slayer when all of the seasons were out already, so I didn't have to wait for anything. And I was hesitant about it, but then I was like, okay, I need to watch it, and then it was actually fun. All right, let's get to the next topic before we lose connection again, which is recent plays.
Sure.
And here we go.
So, I have Victor coming here soon, and I purchased a legacy game, and I was going to just sort of play it solo, but then he said, "Oh, that sounds fun. Let's wait and play it together." So I have not been playing this legacy game that I got. And the original game on which it is based, and I've been playing a lot of it just sort of to make sure I'm ready, and that game is Regicide. Now,
What?
Regicide is not new at all. I played it, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. I don't remember when. But it is. So you've got the legacy version up there. And the legacy version is not what I've played. It's regular Regicide, which is the version I've played. And this is really just a deck of regular cards. Honestly, you could play the game and cards, but what you're trying to do is you take out the jacks, kings, and queens, put them in a pile, and you're trying to go through and take them out. So every turn you will play a card, and that card will do damage to the face card, and they have varying amounts of health. They've got 20, 30, and 40 for the jacks, queens, and kings. You'll play your card, it'll do them damage, then they will hit you back, and they'll do varying amounts of damage, 10, 15, and 20. And the different suits you have different hearts. There's no way to draw cards in the game. The only way to do it is to play diamonds, and so if you play diamonds, you get to draw some cards. The hearts will take the discard pile, reshuffle, and add to the bottom of your stack. Spades will block damage from the incoming enemy, and clubs will do double the numerical value in damage. If you hit a card exactly, it goes and kill it exactly. It goes on top of your deck, ready to be used by you. Otherwise, it goes into the discard pile and it may be shuffled in if you play hearts. That's kind of it. The sort of interesting twist is that every suit is immune to its own ability. So you can't draw cards if you're fighting against a heart. You can't do double damage against a club. It's very simple, but it's very challenging to play, and it's a great solo game. It's also good with a group. But I've just really been enjoying it. It's something I can sit down, set up, play, and be done with in about 15 minutes. I'll tell you the new legacy version I did before Victor said he was coming. I opened it and kind of played through the first scenario, but the first scenario is just base Regicide. It's none of the rules are really different. And what the legacy version has is a nice mat that has trackers, so you can easily track the health and damage that these enemies are doing to you, which is a nice feature. It's a nice sort of quality of life adjustment for Regicide. Anyway, I mean, you could take this, you could download the rules and play it with a regular deck of cards. There's no need to sort of buy a product here, although they do sell the decks for like $15, which, whatever. But it's an enjoyable game. It's an enjoyable solo activity. It's an enjoyable cooperative activity. And I'm excited to see how the legacy game kind of takes this, expands on it, and takes it to a new place.
Okay. Fine. No, nothing about this one.
Well, you could probably find out all about it if you opened a deck of cards and downloaded the rules.
Oh, yeah.
And when do you get a game you can play for free?
Yeah. Okay, so mine is in the spirit of today's topic of the day, but it's the only game I've played recently. And I played it twice already.
What could it be? What could it be?
Well, what do you see in front of you? What is your vantage point? Wait, what is your vantage point? It's me. I'm Mario. No, it's Vantage. So, and actually, you see your part of the world, and I see my part of the world. And this is what this game is about. It can be played solo, of course, but if you play with other person, I played it 2-player, and it works amazingly well with 2 players. The cooperation interaction between players is just can help each other placing dice or giving out tokens, and
You can find each other.
no, actually, you don't have to be in the same location to place dice or give tokens, but you have to be in the same location. No, tokens was as well, yeah. But
okay.
But if you want to share items like your cards or stuff, you must be in the same location, which is I don't know. I played only twice. It might be really difficult because you're randomized. Like where you go, it's really random where you go, and so I can show you something like that. You see your vantage point, and you have a grid of cards that you build up yourself with. I don't know. There's animals, vehicles, items, weapons, whatever. They give you opportunities to use the cubes, which are boosts, to do some actions on them. Rerolls, getting skills. You can place challenge dice on it, and this game is all about exploration. You crash land on a part of the world. It's let's say it's that particular card. You crash land on that card, and now you can do an action on that card, which, let's say, squeeze, search, link, etc. Yeah, you can only do one action per location. No matter if you come back to it per game, you can do only one action per location. But you can also move. You can move north, south, east, west. Yeah. If you see an asterisk, it means the move is more difficult. And moving and doing actions is all about using those black challenge dice. You always succeed the action, but those challenge dice, they show what like time, morale, and health. And you might lose time, morale, and health. And there's some extra sides which you have a limited source of. If you lose any one of your time, morale, or health, the game ends. It says like you can still restart and do like you can kind of reset your health and then get back to continuing your story. One final push kind of a thing is there as well, so it's a little bit forgiving. But yeah, it's
a little bit
dice management, place management. It's luck based. But it's not about managing your resources, dice, or stuff. It's all about what you want to do. And I encourage you to do thematic things, to just explore. This game is all about exploration, and you will have your mission. You will have your mission that you can fulfill. Then eventually you will find destiny or multiple destinies that you want to fulfill in order to get the epic victory. But, you see something shiny, you're like, I want to go there, And this picture kind of gives you the hint where you are, what you do. And the world is really big. If I understand correctly, it's 24 by 24. So it's like 76 location cards. There's a ton of those item and stuff cards where you put in the grid. There's other stuff. Might be some mini games. There are some extra cards that are inside of the building, special cards, which you can explore. Well, there's a ton of cards. I mean, location-wise, there's like 800 something locations, which the world is around 600, and the rest 200 something are probably inside of the building, etc. And I played a game where I had a personal goal, and you can also get some personal goals, personal items, etc. I had a personal goal where I had to enter a building. And so we thought, is technically entering there was a camp, it's not like a camp, a tent. Is entering a tent entering a building? And we said yes, because technically you enter, like when I entered the building, or a tent, it was a totally separate card from the location cards where I could loot and then I could exit it. So if I can exit the tent and I can enter the tent, it's like how you want to play it. Like you can sometimes not really bend the rules, but what makes sense thematically. Sometimes it's contradicting, but what makes sense thematically, do that. So yeah, don't want to spoil much. Just go discover it yourself.
Yeah,
It's all about exploration.
I enjoy Vantage. Um, my only issue with it is that sometimes what happens can feel a bit random, right? You don't really know
Yes.
what you're going to find somewhere. You don't really know, okay, I get this goal where I have to do X, Y, and Z, but I may never find those things, and
Yeah.
that's okay. You just sort of you just sort of go around, try this, go here, see what happens. I do. The only thing it's not a campaign, and it's intentionally not one. But I kind of
Yeah.
wish there were a little bit more. And I guess you
Consequences.
could, right? Well, you could decide the next time I'm just going to start in that same place, and you're not supposed to, but you could say I'm going to start in this exact same place, and I'm going to go at a slightly different path. And I guess that's a way that you could kind of force having seeing which way this particular thread is going to take you, because sometimes you just dig a hole and you keep digging until you fall through, and then you're somewhere else, and
Yeah.
and here we
Well,
are.
I understand it. It's just the point of this game is not that,
Right.
and what you'd like would be a little bit different game. That's totally fine.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. I have a good time with it, but when I'm done with it, I never feel like I've had a real victory. It's sort of like, okay, I kind of lucked into this, and now my story's over. But I had a good time.
Yeah, it's not about winning here, in my opinion. Though
It really
in
isn't.
the second game, well, we had an epic victory. We did the destiny, we did the mission, and I was lucky because it was all about personal growth, something like this mission. And one of my personal goals was to find and open a chest. I'm like, um, so there's so many possibilities where to go. How do I find a chest? But then I went one location further, and there was a chest.
Yeah.
Like it was right there. So I got lucky,
Yeah.
but still, it was fun. And I like the idea of you land in different locations each time. Like each game is kind of new. Also, we try different characters as well, and there are actions on the characters. There's actions on those cards in the grid. You can try those. You can do that. We discovered the duel thing. The mini game. Like I see, there's so much to discover. I would not like to like go back to the same location I have been to, like start from the same location and just go another pathway. I like how, oh, I was in that world, now I'm in that world, now I'm in that world, and
Yeah.
you can screw
And
up.
ramble on.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here we go. That was recent plays. Okay, let's move on. Make it a little bit faster. Crowdfunding.
All right. My item is on Kickstarter, and it is an expansion to Galactic Cruise. Uh, Galactic Cruise, what is
Okay.
it called? Achievements. Oh, there you go. Right there.
Oh,
Front and center.
well,
It's just more Galactic Cruise. It's a chance to get Galactic Cruise again.
don't you have
Galactic
enough
Cruise,
already? It's a huge
uh,
game.
it is a huge game, but I think some of the things this offers might be fun. I really like Galactic Cruise. It's one of the best sort of heavy Euro games to come out in a while, and I'm looking forward to seeing what more they can add. I don't know. I mean, this one has sort of boxes and stuff to open, and maybe I don't know that it's really a campaign as much as just different ways to play Galactic Cruise. But it's not that expensive if you already have the base game, and I enjoy the expansions that came with it. I don't know that there's some that I always play with and some that I never play with, but Um, it's more options for a game that already has lots of options and a game that I really enjoy.
Okay, so if you want to get uh, Galactic Cruise and Achievements expansion, right? It's 150
Okay.
plus shipping, which is probably 50 more, something like that.
Now, if you don't have Galactic Cruise, though.
It's not. There is achievements, advancements expansion, accommodations expansion. So if you want to,
advancements and accommodations came with base Galactic Cruise.
Okay.
So,
but here, if you want it, yeah, if you want it to, you have to pay $240 plus shipping.
Well,
and it comes out in a year.
Probably, I don't know that you need both of those expansions. I think you could probably get just base Galactic Cruise, and I think this new one might offer some new things. Anyway, I'm excited to try it, but again, it's selling me more of a game I already enjoy.
Yeah. But look, you can also get the revered investor, each future KKG game and expansion. Manomin Excursions in Heaven. You can get future games that don't exist.
Well, that's what Kickstarter is, right?
And you know nothing about them.
Well, I probably will get them eventually, but I'm not going to pay for them now.
Or $700.
Hey.
You get everything, and then you get everything. No?
Well,
okay.
That's something you can consider.
None left, you see. Okay. All right, I tried to sell you that thing.
Well, looks like that one's all gone anyway.
I know, I bought it.
Well,
no.
It's a gift from
No. Okay, mine is on GameFound.
Is that what we're talking about?
It's upcoming. I cannot put it on the list. Well, we don't have that rule technically. You could.
And you sometimes do.
Yes, because there's nothing else. Because there's The Witcher Legacy, which I'm interested about, but I know nothing about it. But The Witcher Legacy. Well, mine is, where's that? Okay, I have to. Let's do this. Crowdfunding. And I chose whatever. I don't know. I just thought, okay, no more debt, New York. And it might be okay.
Living forever?
Yeah. Well, it seems like you have your characters which you place on these locations, do some actions or something, and then you kill zombies, and then you compete for dominance. And you have a van, you move in your van, and you kind of compete for dominance and then get this district into your own supply, something like that. And it's like Walking Dead thing where you fight zombies, but you also fight people for dominance.
Got it.
And it looks fine. It's the premise is cool. I would like to try it. I'm not gonna pledge. Okay, so there's a all-in pledge is only 82 euros, and that's all in. The core pledge is 35. Okay, for me it's 35 plus tax, plus shipping. Sure. Yeah. But still, it would be then like, let's say, 50 for the game plus shipping. I don't know, 20, 70 maybe. And it comes out November 2026. If it allegedly. Well, yeah. So that's that. But honestly, I'm just let me get back to GameFound. Honestly, that would be my pick. That would be my pick because come on.
For when it's available.
Yes. Anyway, let's get back to talking about games we've played, or I have not played, you played, and you want to tell me all about them.
I do. Yes. All right.
Bye, try, goodbye.
These are games with a discovery aspect of them. Sort of.
Do I discover crops or anything like that? I hope.
No.
No.
Well, on one of them, on the first one, you do discover crops. But we're gonna, or on the last one, we're gonna save that one. The first one we got is a dungeon crawl, and we may have talked about it before, but I don't know that you were super interested in it. But I can't remember. But this is a game of it's a discovery-ish dungeon crawl, where you are going through and you're going into a dungeon. You're right. You imagine yourself in a dungeon, right? And you open a door, and what's behind the door? Well, you unfold the door, and it tells you what's there, and that will tell you sort of how to set up the next room. And this game is
What's
Chronicles
the game?
of Drunagor.
Okay. Chronicles of what?
Drunagor. D-R-U-N.
Drunagor.
Yeah.
Drunagor.
It's not one you played. So it's got this interesting sort of 3D terrain. There's sort of two different levels, and you can kind of move up and down. But really, what you're doing in this game is managing cubes. You've got your character, and your character has a certain number of cubes, and as you sort of do actions, you're going to put the different colors in their spots, and then at some point you have to take a reset, and then you'll get these black cubes, which are going to lead toward death. And you're kind of going through, fighting monsters, but definitely really kind of having this exploration, because you're only ever seeing what you see at a time, and then eventually you'll get somewhere. And there's, the game comes with different sort of possibilities. So as you play a scenario again, you might come to it. You can sort of see the door down at the bottom, right above those. It's a game of discovery and monster fighting and cube management. That is Chronicles of Drunagor.
Okay.
The second game, in this game, you get to discover some arithmetic. And this is a game that is not new, and I was surprised that you hadn't rated it. Maybe you've played it and forgot to rate it, but this is a deck building exploration game called Mage Knight. And Mage Knight's been around forever. And in Mage Knight, you're some sort of Mage Knight, and you're going through this world, and you'll sort of see it set up there, and you'll go through, and you'll come to the edge, and you'll move on, and you'll take out a new hexagon and place it out, and it'll have castles to fight, and caves to explore, and tombs to conquer. And you're going to do so with a sort of a deck-building set of mechanisms. As you take damage, you'll get those red wound cards in your hand, which are bad and don't do anything. But you're also upgrading your abilities. You're getting, newer and better cards to play. And when you come to a castle, you're going to do complicated mathematics to figure out how much damage you're doing and how much damage they do to you. And ultimately, you're trying to conquer these castles or complete whatever goal you happen to have. So it's an old classic, but it still has a lot of life.
Okay.
Ready for number 3, the one where you discover crops? This is a game about building a rail network and building up farms. And all of a sudden, while you're doing that, Cthulhu comes along. And this is Oz.
Okay.
Australia with a
Z. I know that one. I know that one, yeah.
Oh, but you haven't played it?
No, I've not played.
Okay, good. Then it counts. Yeah, so you're kind of going through and discovering, and there's all these monsters, and you know where they might be, but you don't actually know what's there, and so you'll build your railway network out, and then you'll discover it, and it's a zombie, or it's a kangaroo, or it's Cthulhu. You're going to sort of do your actions, build yourself up, and then the monsters are going to come down and attack you, and you're going to be fighting them, and you're going to be defending your territory and trying to lure them to someone else's farms to destroy. And at the end of the game, you're going to score points based upon what you've killed and what you've built up. And there's sort of this sort of discovery aspect in the middle of the board where all these monsters are, and you have no idea what you're going to find. So there you go. 3 discovery games.
Well, discover adjacent. Railways of the Wicked World. Yeah, I never thought of, okay, Mage Knight might be a discovery game. You discover the world, like, because what we talk about, like what we're gonna talk about in a moment. But Mage Knight is something. Each time I hear about Mage Knight and how it's described, I just want to turn around and run away. There's just no appeal in it. It's old. It's a lot of Quatil who does, like, his stuff is complicated when he does a game. You know, CG overly have amazing games, which I like, and amazing viewers, but they're usually done by other people rather than Vlad himself.
True.
So I'm not really a fan of his work. Not always.
Well, not all of his stuff is complicated, but I'll say Mage Knight definitely is.
Well, the Through the Ages and Underwater Cities, they're all heavier heroes. Oh, okay. So that's not, yeah.
Codenames is Vlad Chvátil.
Well, yeah. Codenames is. Well.
And
no, I mean,
Underwater Cities is a different publisher as well.
Yeah, of course. Vladimir Suchi. Yeah, I forgot about that. Anyway, Mage Knight is a goodbye.
Okay.
I might try the whatever you said, the something of something.
The Chronicles of Drenagor?
Yeah, it's a terrible name. It's
it really is
really hard to remember.
Terrible name.
Like Age of Darkness and I don't know, Chronicles of Überschloss, the Gate to Hell. I mean, yeah, but I can do the same thing, you know, and I'll try it. Let's say I'll try it. Okay. And so buy is Australia, because I thought about buying it at some point when it came out. And I heard good things about it, but
it's great.
But then again, I was like, okay, so it's Railways of the World combined with Cthulhu, you know, building tracks, and it's Martin Wallace, and I'm not a huge fan of Martin Wallace.
Neither am I, actually. Although I like some of his games, and this is one of them.
Yeah. So that's that. Bye, try, goodbye.
There you go.
Now we get to the topic of the day, which is top 10 Discovery games. And what do I say about that one? So when we talked about Discovery during this topic, it's something that you discover something unknown, you know, and there are many games that could fall into that. I try to avoid like tighter spaces, and dungeon crawlers, because dungeon crawler for me is a different thing. Though you discover there, it's fine if you put some dungeon crawlers on the list. I didn't want to. Like I try to avoid that. I try to, like, you discover the continent, you know, you discover the world, you discover the unknown. It's, I don't know. It's a broad topic, but I just try to avoid games that are completely different topic that can be used as a different topic, like dungeon crawlers, etc. You know, or like legacy games. I don't have any legacy games because for me it's not. I don't really feel like I'm discovering the world or discovering a region or something like that. For example, like in Clank Legacy, you discover the story and you get stickers, you get this stuff and that stuff. You have discovery elements there. But I like legacy games are a different genre for me. They're not really, I don't want to say it's discovery. Okay. For me. Might be for you, and it would be a legit pick. For example, Clank would be a legit pick.
I'm glad.
Because yeah, in Clank you discover, especially in base Clank, no.
Legacy games on the list though.
Yeah, in base game Clank, no, but Clank Catacombs, which I didn't put on my short list, might be
it was on mine.
Oh, and I forgot about
but
Clank
it's not on my list.
Catacombs. Yeah, whatever.
Well, let's see.
Yes, let's get to.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of ran with the theme and put down what I did.
yeah, and mine are put in the order of how much I like the game plus how much of a discovery element is in it, how much of a I feel like a traveler or discoverer or something like that. It's both,
Okay.
mix and match.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I thought
Right.
we were only doing 5.
It was top 10. You have only 5?
Yeah, like we usually do. Okay.
Well, I said top 10, but
yeah, but that's fine.
do you wanna do 5 then?
Yeah, well, that's how we've been doing it. I did not realize I was coming up with 10. I could go upstairs. Well, hold on. I've got my short list. I can just pull from there.
Yeah, just pull from the short list.
Okay. All right. My number 10 is Destinies. Destinies is a game where you are going through and especially if you play it solo, but you're sort of going through and you don't really know what you're trying to do. And there's a map and you're kind of, figuring out different parts of it. And there's an app that's helping you kind of work your way through. But ultimately, that's kind of what you're doing. And you're trying to find certain things. So, I might need to find something that's magic. And I'm listening on your turn, and I hear, oh, there's something magic over there. Well, maybe I'll head over there and find it myself. And then when I've sort of completed my my list, then I can go and take on my final destiny, and I'm trying to sort of make it through that finale before anyone else. So definitely a sense of discovery here.
Yes, this is a good pick. The only main criticism I hear about this game is that there's not much mechanisms or gameplay in it. It's just move along with the story kind of a thing. But why not? It's not a bad thing.
Sure.
My number 10, and by the way, Kyle's top 10 is the freshest list ever.
I had a longer list. I just have to pull 5 games from it.
Okay. But do you feel sad or do you feel happy that you can talk about more games?
I'm happy to talk about more games.
Yeah, because it's really sad to pick only 5 for Discovery, because it's such a great genre. Anyway, my number 10 is a game where you discover an island. And it's only number 10 because it's vague. There's so much more going on, And I wouldn't say it's a Discovery game, it's Discovery adjacent game, so it's barely here, barely on the list. Oops. It's Robinson Crusoe.
Oh,
but you do discover the island. Like you can see here, you have the island's empty, and you discover the tiles. You go around, you go into the unknown. But it's a cooperative game, and around that you also discover tools. Fight animals. It's a worker placement game, dice management game. It has this sort of not a legacy element, but not a campaign. It's you do something, it might come haunt you. Your decision might come haunt you. So that's that. It has this element, and it was a relatively new mechanism. Yeah.
When it came out, it definitely was.
Yeah. Maybe there were some other few games that did something similar. I don't know exactly, but it was fresh. It was a fresh idea. And so, yeah, it's a great game. It has terrible rules. It's complicated. Once you understand it, it's very difficult, depending on the scenario, of course. It can be swingy, lucky, but it's a lot of fun. It's thematic, and you totally feel that in particular part of the game you are discovering. You're discovering land and discovering tools. So.
And discovering a tiger.
Okay. Yeah. In the woods. Tiger woods. Okay, whatever. Let's just move on.
Let's. All right. My number 9 is a game where you're discovering a cave, and you're moving through this cave, and you know that there's some things and some places you need to get, but you don't quite know what you're going to find there. And this game is Deep Rock Galactic, and you're
Oh,
definitely
okay.
sort of going through and figuring stuff out as you're playing through the game. And there may be some huge monster there, and there's all kinds of things that are going to show up. And if you have expansions, there's even more. And ultimately, it's the same arc, right? You're getting in, you're doing a mission, and you're trying to get out, but you don't know how it's going to play out, and you really don't know what you're going to be finding. And the game has some fun rules where you can kind of dig your own path and make your own connections. You don't just have to sort of go the path the game is giving you. And while it's not discovering a world, it's definitely discovering this cave, and that cave's going to be different every time you play it. So my number 9, there you go.
Yeah. Uh, it's not going to be completely different each time, depending on the mission. It's
Oh, it
still
will,
as.
especially if you have all those new. It could be a lava
I,
cave,
oh
or
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
could
With the new
be.
expansions, of course, the base game is not. The base game is limited. But yeah, I really like this game. I didn't put it on my list because, as I said, I tried to stay away from dungeon crawlers because we might do a list with dungeon crawlers, and then I might put it there.
Sure.
Uh,
Okay.
but and the video game feels much more like Discovery. So the video game has all of these biomes and things from the start. Like the biomes are basically the difficulty. Like the ice biome is high difficulty, and some flora is lower difficulty. I feel much more discovery in the video game than in this one because it's more expansive. Like there you feel like you're discovering the world, the planet. Here, yeah, a little bit loose, but still,
Okay.
yeah, a good pick.
All right.
Okay, my number 9 is. So I thought about that if I should put any of his games on the list, but you do discover stuff. It's just more through the book. It's not like physically you put the tile down. But my number 9 is Near and Far, and
Okay.
you go at. Yet again, it's number 9 because it's a little bit loosey goosey. You know, it's not the discovery I think about when I think about discovery games. You know, first of all, but there's a map. You go around the map. You encounter stuff. You don't know what's in there, and you read this encounter
Okay.
from the book. You discover you go adventuring into the world, and technically, thematically, you are discovering.
I
And
agree.
the other part of the game, what?
This is not illegitimate.
Yeah, the other part of the game is worker placement and preparing for your adventure. So that's that, and you have different maps. If you play the campaign mode, you go through different maps, different passages of the book. So it's
Yep.
an adventure game, which has
Yeah, and
discovery.
the discovery and adventure piece is actually definitely the most fun part. I mean, I don't know that anyone really plays the game for the exciting, moving up and down on that reputation track or the collecting of coins and gems. I mean, really, people are playing this to kind of have those adventures. So, yeah, I think it's a solid choice for our list.
Yeah. All right, let's get to number 8.
All right, number 8, especially the first time I played it, really felt like a discovery. Now, I think it probably needs another 15 or 20 locations to really feel like a discovery game, and hopefully it'll get some. But this is a game, this is the game Expeditions, which is a terrible title because it sounds like it could be just about anything. But you sort of start out and there's sort of this known world, and eventually, fairly quickly,
Yeah.
you're going to be sort of pressing into the frontiers, and in those frontiers you'll find different things, different locations, different actions, and you're trying to sort of build out. You're not trying to build it out; it's going to build itself out. But you're trying to sort of find where stuff is so that you can complete certain goals and complete your own little quests, which may require you to find location 19 or whatever that happens to be. So there's definitely an air of sort of a flair of discovery. I do just wish it had,
Yeah.
some randomized locations and some sort of more to discover. But
Yeah.
on any one particular expedition, you're having some fun discovering things.
Well, it might have been on my list, as you said, if it had much larger worlds to expand upon. But the tiles are all the same. It just where they're located, and I just don't feel. Well, it is a discovery element. You discover the unknown. You go on that tile, and you see what's under that tile. Now, for me, this game is more about the resource management and card action management than it's going. The board element is a weaker mechanism for this game. But yeah, it is discovery. It's just for me, in order to put it on the list. Yeah, in order to put it on the list, I want like 3 times as many tiles.
Oh, so do I. I really would like them
to mix and match. Yeah. Maybe because Gears of Corruption didn't really add enough. Though
it didn't add anything really. It added some good things, but it didn't add any new tiles.
Yeah, I mean, it added some extra stuff, but not to, didn't really change the game.
Right.
Let's hope for the next expansion.
Let's hope.
Okay, my number 8 is, let me see what it is. Okay, so this is definitely a discovery game. This is, you go around the world. It's another story game, and many story games, and even on my short list, I have story games that all about discovery. This one is Lands of Galzir. Yeah. It's on the lighter side. It's on a lighter discovery side. It's a campaign game, and you can see the whole map, the whole world, and you go there, and there's passages you read, as well. You have your skill distribution. It's like get a card or get something, go there, do something simple, just move along with the story, do some skill checks, like RPG, like very, very light RPG, like.
Sure.
So yeah, it's just play it.
It's definitely about having your adventure and seeing what you can find and how you're going to make all that work. I wish there were more of a. This is a game that just doesn't really end. It kind of you're done with it and you set it up for the next time.
Yeah, and there's the new expansion that's coming out. The Dreams or something that will probably. It was called, let me see, Dreams and Mysteries.
Ooh.
Which a new adventure, extended quests, new special abilities, and a lot more content. So
yeah, it's a lot like
smaller
Vantage,
box,
actually. This game, it really kind of feels. Those two kind of feel the same in that there's not really. Yeah, in Vantage there's a victory condition. In this one, there really isn't. But it's more about just kind of the experience you're having and less about a sort of confined game.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to number 7.
All right, my number 7 is a game about discovering the vast reaches of space. Which is definitely not a confined space. Now, this is a game, it's a discovery game, but not really, it doesn't really have a map. It has one, but it's a ship. And this game is Spark Riders 3000. So, Spark Riders.
Spark
Riders.
Oh, Riders.
Yep. Spark Riders 3000. So you are the crew of a starship, all in. And you're kind of going around, and there's these enemies that are chasing you, but you're kind of going through space, and it's a lot of the game sort of happens on this app that you're playing with, which will say, okay, there's these things that are going to happen to you, and so you're trying to accomplish these missions, and you're interacting with events that are happening to you, and they're going to sort of remember themselves and come back. It sort of has that Robinson Crusoe type feel, but in a much shorter
Hmm.
and tighter rule set. And you're really the only map you have is your own starship. But then these enemies are coming up and they're shooting at you, and you're trying to take care of them. And you're all doing all of this while heading forward as quickly as you can to get to your destination and sort of exploring the vast recesses of space.
Hmm.
So there you go.
I don't know
I don't
about
think
that
you've played
one.
this one.
Yeah, is it really Discovery?
Oh,
It's like
definitely.
a okay,
Yeah,
fine.
because you're really having this in space while also managing all these threats.
Okay, right. My number seven is definitely a Discovery game. Why it's lower on the list? I enjoyed it, but I have some issues with it. And when I played another game that's very similar to it, I felt like this game has some issues.
Okay,
And it's Seventh Continent.
sure.
Because if you think about that, uh, discovery wise, if I would put it like based on how much of discovery element is in the game, this would be very high on my list.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But as the game itself, it overcomplicated the rules, the iconography. It's difficult. It's like finding the curse and stuff, like lifting the curse, whatever. Uh, feels tacked on. It takes away my enjoyment of discovering this world. And
Sure.
this is the same. Like you see something, you go left, right, down, up, whatever, and you discover a new tile, and then you discover a new tile, and while it says something, you need to lift the curse or something like that, you don't really understand what you need to do. You just
That's
discover
true.
stuff, and it can be long and swingy, and it can be a great session. It can be not so great. I don't know. It just I want it to be better. I wanted it to
Uh,
be.
I do too. I mean, this is the first thing I thought of in making the list, but then I'm like, but I don't want to play it, uh, because it's such a mess in terms of setting stuff up and then picking it up after you're done. I mean, that takes an hour as you have to sort all the cards into their piles and make sure they're in the right place. The discovery aspect definitely right there. I just don't know that I ever want to play it again.
Yeah, and I would probably like I sold my copy, but if there would be a chance, I would want to play it again just to see, or Seventh Citadel, or play that other version of that game.
Sure.
So
Okay.
because
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's
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 it's a
it's not bad. It's just messy.
sure.
Okay, let's get to number six.
Let's go. All right. My number six is a game about discovering underwater. And no, not while building cities, but while going
Okay.
around in a submarine. And this is Endeavor Deep Sea.
Uh, okay.
And you are sort of, you have
Yeah.
a sea, and you're a ship. You've got your little ship
Yeah.
that you're going around, and you're trying to sort of sound your sonar down there and discover new tiles to go down and explore, which are going to sort of that lets you access different types of things. And there's a wide variety of them, and there's even more coming out. Um, it's sort of, I mean, it's a game about getting your actions and maximizing them. That's sort of what you're doing. You're trying to get points, obviously, but there's definitely this interesting discovery aspect as you're sort of moving down deeper and deeper and seeing what things the ocean has to offer.
Yeah, it's this one. I thought about that one. Then it doesn't give me those Discovery vibes at all. Maybe because it's heavily a Euro game. Technically, yes, you discover tiles. Technically, it fits. But for me personally, it's too confined of. It feels like too confined of a space. You know, it feels like for example, if I go in near and far or seventh continent and go somewhere, I discover something cool, a story or something like that. But here, like, oh, I discovered this particular action, which, you know, and this action spot. You kind of building up those action spots and not really discovering, you know, it's for me.
But you're also discovering.
Yes, technically. Allegedly. Okay, yeah, that's fine. My number 6 is gonna beat your number 6 in discovery element because this is and though it's very similar to your pick in sense of
Expedition's Age of Sail?
no,
Or any other
it's
game?
and I thought about the other game, but in the other game I felt less of this discovering the world feeling, so I picked Archipelago.
Okay.
And in Archipelago, it's an older game, and there's a new game that was called Living Planet, New World game, which
it's not new anymore.
yeah, where you also have this building up the world with those tiles, you know, randomly. But that one didn't feel as discover-ish as this one. Anyway, Archipelago, it's a Euro game, and it's worker placement where you find those different spots on those tiles. But how you place those tiles down, you're like, I want to go that way. You pick a random tile, you try to fit it.
You try to see if it'll fit.
Yeah, it might not fit because land to land, sea to sea. But each time you build the world in this game, it's going to be a different shape. You know, but it's a worker placement game. It's a heavier Euro game. It's resource management. You manage the uprising, you know, possibility, and so on, trying to get most points. But the discovery element, this is where I knew, like, I love the tile flipping discovery elements in games. This was the first one. I tried it.
Sure.
And from there on, I'm like, okay, any game that has me going somewhere and flipping that tile, I'm gonna love it, or I'm gonna at least try it, you know. Sure. But I didn't put many of them on my list, but put this one on my list because, as I said, too confined of a space. But this one is more like you're building the whole nation, you know.
Yep, I agree. No, I thought about it. I just haven't played it in forever.
Me too, but I still have warm feeling toward it.
Sure.
Yeah. And I would play it again, by the way.
I would too, with somebody who knew what they were doing. I don't know that I want to teach this one again.
Yeah. The only thing is that people, and basically I think it's more of a US problem, that the theme is provocative.
Oh, I don't care about that.
Well, I don't care. Anyway, let's get to number 5. Mambo number 5.
All right. My number 5 is the one that, in my mind, is the most comparable to Seventh Continent. It's a game that really has kind of set that one aside for me. Very much a discovery game with a map and a book of maps, and that game is Sleeping Gods, or Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. They're really the same game. So in this game, you are sailing or flying around this world, and you're going to different locations, and you're having, you go in there, you'll go to a book and have an adventure, and, it might say, hey, if you happen to have this item, then, do this thing. And so then you'll make a note and think, okay, well, if ever I find, a hat then I need to come back here. And so you'll sail around, and maybe you'll find one, maybe you won't. But either way, you're gonna, if you find one, maybe you'll go back, or maybe you'll be, doing something else at that point. It's very sort of, it's in sort of the same family as games like Vantage or Seventh Continent, in that you're really having an open world adventure here, and you don't know what you're gonna find, and there's a whole world, a whole new world to explore. And there's a lot of discovery every time you play. Now, it is extremely long, like extremely, extremely long, and it's more choose your own adventure reading from a book than it is game until you get into a somewhat convoluted combat system that I enjoy, but is somewhat convoluted. But there's definitely a lot of discovery here.
Yeah. It's not on my list because I've not played it.
Yeah, I didn't think you had.
But you can see right here.
Oh, I see some distant skies.
Yeah, it's very distant.
I think you'll enjoy it if you like games like that. This definitely fits that bill.
Oh, I'm sure. That's why I bought Distant Skies. I was thinking about buying Sleeping Gods, but then I was like, I read about the comparison between two and decided to go with Distant Skies.
Yeah, I think Distant Skies is slightly better, but they're very much the same game. In a different world, right? I mean, you can discover something different. You won't have the same adventure.
Well, I'm gonna get to it once I'm done with. I have still Dragon Eclipse and the Vantage, etc. All of those, playing those right now.
Sure.
I don't want to mix and match because otherwise we'll forget the story.
You should. Yeah, I agree.
Finish one thing and then go on with the next one. Okay. My number 5 is a game that has never been mentioned on this list so far.
Okay.
And that's a lie.
Okay.
Because it has been mentioned by you.
All right.
And I feel the discovery element here is strong. That's why it's up in the upper half of the list. And I feel like complaining about not having enough gameplay. It's meant to be like that. It's meant to be a discovery game with app.
Sure.
It's Destinies. It's just meant to be a discovery game. It's not meant to be a heavy hero game. It's not meant to be an RPG with all of those mechanisms. It's Destinies. And, you have your skill checks and stuff. And you go around the map, and the app is cool. Like, it tells you what to place, and then it kind of gives you the setup throughout the game all the time. You click on stuff, and it animates something there. And while the story endings and stuff are, but the process itself of discovering the worlds is cool. I like it. Yep. And I do have the Sand Something expansion, and my friend has Witchwood expansion, which he told me to like if I want to play it too before he sells it. But I'm like I have my Sand expansion still to be played, so I'll play that one first. And I played it 2-player, and it works 2-player, and you can play it solo.
It does.
But I mean, like,
I really like the solo, actually.
Yeah, but I enjoyed 2-player, as you can see. Okay. Number 5 on my list. Mamba number 5. Let's get to number 4. Ooh, right here.
All right, we're getting into some recency bias here, but I recently rediscovered this game. Now it's one that you've.
That's why it's on the list. You discovered the game.
I saw it sitting on my shelf, and I thought, you know what, I haven't played this in a while, and so I got it out and rediscovered it. This is another game where you're discovering things, but not necessarily on a board. You're more discovering the world that you're in, and this is Paleo. And Paleo has, your sort of adventurers or cavemen, really, going through going through this world and looking for stuff. And the way that the discovery happens is you've got this deck of cards that's dealt out half to each player or a third to each player. And you're going to look at the backs of the top 3 and choose one to activate. And as you go through, you're going to learn what might be in different places. You have a clue, but you're never quite sure. But, maybe there's, this thing with an ominous looking cave on it. And you go in there one time and, oh no, it's a lion and it eats you. But next time you know that it's there, and so you might avoid that until you're ready for it. So you're kind of discovering this world of this scenario that you've set up, and there's a bunch of different ones too. But as you're sort of going through and discovering this, you're having this interesting little Euro-y adventure. But it's but there's a lot more discovery to this than there is necessarily in some of the other games I've mentioned, where you are flipping stuff over on a board.
Yeah, this one is unique in a sense. It's not on my list. It would have been because I love Paleo, but I didn't think of it as a discovery game. Well, it has this discovery element. You like, as you said, you are discovering the scenario, basically.
Yep.
Because there's a lot of cards that are common cards that are going to be there every game, and there are a few cards that you add to the common deck that are scenario specific. Yeah, you combine 2 scenarios. Here we go, and you have a goal. Well, while it has this mechanism of flipping cards, yes, it's discovery. I just feel like for me, it's a cooperative game. With that little element. I don't feel of it. I don't think of it as discovery game.
Oh. And see, I really do, because I kind of, that's one thing I really enjoy about it is you go through the first time and you have no idea what you're going to find. And you go through the second time and you're like, okay, I've learned not to go there, or I've learned, look, this is something we need. We got to prepare for it. Now I know more about the world I'm in. And the third time through the deck, well, you usually don't make it to a fourth time. So,
well,
you kind of have just a few limited time to do this. And as you add in the different modules, there's a whole lot more to discover.
Well, I never learn.
Oh, okay.
I follow the same trap each time. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll let it pass this time.
I see.
My number 4. Well, this one has a stronger discovery element. The game that you will never play again, and the game that I will never play again. Most likely, I don't know. I think they're done. They're not gonna do any more scenarios. I haven't seen any news about that.
Mm-hmm.
But time stories. Well, time stories, and I like Revolution more. But I mean, if you are able to get it from somewhere and play the very first scenario of time stories, you're gonna be amazed. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And you might, Google what scenarios, what other scenarios are great. But this is about discovery and this is a little bit like Vantage. It's you see something in front of you, and then you go onto that location, and those cards, basically, it's a panorama made of different cards. And you go there, you discover, you can explain people what you learned and saw. You can never show that card to other people. So it's the same, it's the same idea. And you discover, like here, you discover a mansion. At some point, you discover that thing. And there's like Expedition one where you discover the North Pole or something like that. You discover the fantasy land. There are also Egypt, Versailles, whatever. There's pirate one, and the Revolution had Hadel Project, which was like underwater city type thing. A Midsummer Night, which was fairy tale-y creatures and stuff, and then the mansion. They had the mansion one, the horror one, like where you discovered the horror mansion, and it's all about discovery. This game, it has light RPG elements, but it's all about discovering those cards, looking what's underneath those cards, and discovering the map itself, because this is the map, and you might discover some extra rooms. There's like you will lay over a new card on that. Like you will find a map, which is an extended version of that map, and now you can go to new locations, etc. Time Stories is amazing, but just beware of some of the modules, scenarios. Avoid them. Play the ones that people praise the most, and be sure to not care about the overarching story, because you won't care. But I encourage you to go play the Revolution, the newer scenarios, because I don't think it's easy to get the old copies. But the Revolution cycle with Hadal Project, play that one. The Mansion one is great. The Midsummer Night, I would avoid. It's not amazing. But yeah, if you play this one, the very base game scenario, the Asylum one, or you play the Hadal Project, it's great. It's just all of that. Going back in time, reshuffling stuff. It's like you go in, you learn something, but your time runs out. You have to start all over again. That's something that people got annoyed by eventually. In the Hadal Project, the Revolution cycle, which the Hadal Project is the first one in that, I never restarted the game. I never lost all of my time, because there's like a crystal management thing, and we always managed the crystal the way that we always went forwards. So the Revolution helped with that issue of restarting the game. Now I have to do all over again, but I just have this extra information now about the world. Like, and as you said, like with Paleo, now I know not to go there, because going there is a waste of time. So
yeah, I kind of bounced off. I played the first couple scenarios, had a good time, and then never had any desire to go back. I will say, and I've said this before, or I don't know if I've said it here, but to you, playing Destiny's solo is almost a replacement for Time Stories. It has a very sort of time story-like aspect, because you'll go through and then you'll reset and you'll try it again. And so you're trying to sort of do it on as few as possible to understand the story. So it really gives a lot of that same experience, but in a generally more satisfying game.
Well, yeah, I don't know. They're still different. But I mean, like,
I haven't tried Time Story or Destiny solo.
Yeah, but I tried it 2 players still.
Yeah, it's
I know the premise of the game. Okay, yeah, maybe. All right, let's get to the final 3. As you see, my top 5 are really strong discovery games in sense of discovery element. So let's hope I will not see any caverna.
We can discover crops. Let's see what we have next.
Yes.
It's totally not a Euro game.
And Kyle's number 3.
My number three is a Euro game. It's actually so this is a weird game to talk about, because it's one game, but it's four games with one title, I guess I would say. The first one and the fourth one don't have a very strong discovery aspect, but the second and the third do. And this is Perseverance.
Yeah.
And I think the third Perseverance, I would go to number 3, is probably the strongest discovery and probably the best of the 4. So you are on an island, and you're kind of going through this over time. And the third one, you've really settled in, and you're going out looking for these temples. And you're going through the swamp and the jungle and the hills, and you're going to move out there, and you'll tame some dinosaurs that happen to be guarding these spots, and then you'll have some sort of an experience there. You'll find some sort of a site that you can explore. And there are adventure cards that you'll be able to pick up, and as you move through them, you're going to use the resources you have to get various bonuses, and they'll sort of give you a goal to kind of go out and do different things. And so you're definitely has an aspect of discovery. And is this that is the third one. Okay, it's a huge board. Oh, it's upside down. That's why. Okay. I'm looking at it from the top down. I'm thinking, what is this one?
Well, it's 3 and 4 together, so.
No, that's just well, yeah, they're in the same box, but that's the 3 board. The 4 board is
Mm-hmm.
very different. The 4 board, you're sort of fighting off these invaders. Um, so I wouldn't say that the fourth one's much discovery at all, or the first one. But the second and the third, you are definitely venturing out into this world, and you're trying to see what to build up sort of waypoints for yourself so that you can explore further and further. And you're overcoming the temples and having all of the adventures that are inside. It's definitely a Euro game, all right? I'm not gonna lie about that. There's no point in lying about that. Uh, but it's a Euro game with a strong sense of discovery and exploration.
Okay. Fine. No, never played it. My number 3 is a game where the discovery element is in this choose your own adventure book type thing. Though eventually you start building up a map and you can go back, like your map is your different scenarios you can choose. At first you're very limited, but then eventually you can go back to some stuff and you can choose which scenario, which way you go, map way you go.
Mm-hmm.
And there's another strong element in it, but Dragon Eclipse,
Nice.
is Dragon Eclipse is a discovery game, and while you read the book and discover different stuff in the book, like, do you want to do that? Go to that page, that paragraph. You want to do that? Go to that. You discover the story. But one other thing I love to discover are the new species, the new monsters that you can tame, or I will always try to tame them. So that's really cool, where the discovery element is within discovering the new Pokemon, I would say. Yeah, because Dragon Eclipse is like Pokemon.
You mean mistlings?
Mistlings. Yes. Gotta catch
And
him all.
discovering a new pack of boosters.
Yes. If you have the fancy version where boosters are sealed, it's even more fun.
Sure.
And the other part of the game is fighting. So this one is not discovery. So the fighting part is great as well, but half of the game is all about just going with the flow, going with the story, discovering stuff, and then sometimes fighting. And it's scenario based, and I really enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah, I like it a lot. I figured it would be on your list, so I didn't need to put it on mine. But the sort of story aspects, there's a lot of discovery there, and there's a map even where you can flip cards over.
Yeah, that's like the map is not as strong as the map in other games,
No,
but
it's just keeping track of where you are.
Yeah, like scenarios, and you can go back to some scenarios which are now explored side, and you can do some stuff there or tame creatures that you saw previously. It's like it's cool.
Yep. Okay.
And it has a lot of mystery to discover.
It does.
Let's get to number 2. Well, I don't need to do a number 2, but I mean,
okay.
The list wise,
let's move. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, my number 2. Again, my top 3 are a lot of recency bias. My number 2 is a game that I played as recently as yesterday. And this is not a new game. It's one that came out 4 or 5 years ago. But this is a game about discovering the open sea and sailing around and finding islands and building up strongholds on them as pirates in Dead Reckoning.
Oh, okay.
And so Dead Reckoning definitely has, so it's largely an iteration of that card crafting system where you've got a set deck of cards, and you're sleeving in different improvements toward it so that they become better and better and leveling them up. But a good part of it is that every game you're going to have a different sort of map, and those have all been discovered now. but at the game they're flipped over, and and you're going to be moving around there. You can kind of see in the background. There you are. There's these islands to sort of discover, and once you find them, it could be nothing, it could be something great, and then you're trying to sort of take control of them and build up your own little kingdom there. When I played last night, I had one that I just had so much money on that I couldn't leave because I knew somebody would come in and take my treasure away. So I just kind of out there and guarded my treasure hoard. That was fun too. But there's definitely a lot of discovery, and that's a good portion of the game at the start is you don't know what's there. And it's going to be something different every time. And if you want to play through the sagas give you another aspect of discovery in that, you're going to find these clear cards and you don't know what's on the back, and it might sort of open up new things that not really a legacy game, but it might sort of take, you find a mermaid and then that mermaid's going to show or whatever it happens to be. There's a lot of discovery here, in addition to sort of the card crafting and combat.
Okay. Never played it. Oh. Yeah. I might someday. Who knows? We'll see. But my number 2 is a game that, there was an initial game that was replaced by that game, and then I'm sure the next one in the series is going to replace the one on the list. For this list, I chose Freelancers, just because I like it better as a game than Forgotten Waters, but I have Wandering Galaxy, which, first of all, I wanted to wait until they finish the app and voiceovers. Now they have finished that. Secondly, I played half of the tutorial scenario. We just didn't have enough time, so I couldn't really put it on the list. I need to play it more to understand it. It's the most complicated. But Freelancers is in between. It's more complicated than Forgotten Waters and less complicated than Wandering Galaxies. And this is an RPG-esque game. And the theme in Freelancers is very RPG-like, fantasy world. You have your job and you have your race, something like that. Like you can be dwarf paladin or something like that, Sure. Mouser, disgraced noble, Mouser, and hound paladin you see here. And barbarians, Stiltkin, etc. This game has a light worker placement element in it where you have this binder book, and you can read that, but I would always recommend covering the text here so you don't know where you're going. You just see the iconography and you're like, okay, this thing might be there. And you're discovering those actions, but then there is a map, and first of all you move on the map, and there is map icons. It could say a tavern, it could say a dungeon, it could say a portal, I don't know, house, whatever. But you don't really know what's in there exactly. So you're discovering the world, discovering the map, trying to basically get to the end of scenario, where it says it's the end of scenario and you won the game, or you lose the game. It has lots of those RPG elements, and you also write a little bit of your backstory through some few words. Like you answer some stupid questions, and then you put those words into your description in certain places. Okay. I always use some dirty words, so it's more fun.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Dirty anyway. Words. So a little bit of Mad Libs there. Got it. I've not played this one still, and there's no reason I haven't played it. Just I haven't found the right people who want to play it with me. It's a little on the long side for the people that I play with usually.
Yeah.
I'm more looking for Euro games.
Well, yeah, it's better to play it in one sitting, but then you need the whole day. No, not the whole day, but I mean, like you need another. It's not like just an evening game. And the Crossroads system, a Crossroads system is also good here because it gives you those random events, it's also part of discovery. One thing, if you play a 2-player, one thing about 2-player versions of this, it's there are some rule changes. Not huge. A little bit. It might be a little bit confusing at first, but when you start playing, you figure it out. They're not significantly a different game. It's just to balance it out with 2 players, because it's a 3 to 7 players game. But I played it 2 players a lot, and I played Forgotten Waters 2 players a lot. I think I've never
solo.
I think I played Forgotten Waters once or twice, maybe with more than 2, and Freelancers once with more than 2. So,
sure. Okay.
So yeah, well, I would definitely recommend
it. One of these days, I'll discover it.
Or buy Wandering Galaxies.
I already have it.
Because you're gonna
either.
Yeah, you're gonna discover space there, and it has really cool mechanisms. So it's gonna Wandering Galaxies, I'm sure, is gonna replace Freelancers for me. And I sold Freelancers anyway, so I played it enough. I'm like, okay, I'm fine.
All right.
Let's get to the final number 1.
Okay.
And well, I have let's get to it. It's just a moment.
All right.
I have a feeling that we might have. I have feelings, yes. Please, no. I have
the same number 1. There's a 0% chance of that. You've not played this game, and I think if you looked at it, you would walk away. But maybe I'm wrong.
Oh. Why?
My number 1 is definitely a discovery game. It's got discovery in its name. It is Core of Discovery.
What?
Core of Discovery. CORPS.
Core of?
Core of Discovery. CORPS of Discovery.
CORP. Corpse.
Core of Discovery, yes.
I hear something else.
All right. So, Core of Discovery is a game set in the world of Manifest Destiny. Manifest Destiny is a comic series, a graphic novel series about an alternate history Lewis and Clark expedition where they go out west and fight all kinds of monsters. In this game, you are using deduction to discover things. So you've got this board, which you can kind of see over to the top right, and it's going to have a bunch of sort of different symbols that are all hidden at the start of the game. And you've got some logic rules, and you're trying to sort of figure out where things are going to be. Like you're thinking, well, if we don't find water this turn, I'm going to die. So I need to use these rules to. Now there are 7 or so scenarios which each have their own kind of separate rules. The first one, you're trying to find weapons and kill these minotaurs. And you're looking for them, obviously, but once they come out, they're going to make life difficult for you, and you need to make sure you're ready with the weapons. And at the start of the game, you have no idea. The second one, you're trying to find these mind-controlling plants, and you're trying to find things in the right order so that you can make progress toward kind of killing the mastermind plant. The third one, which is my favorite, there's a giant 5-tongued toad in the water, and you can't sort of go back home easily, so you're trying to distract that while also working on a kind of insecticide so that when you find these bugs, you're able to kill them. There's a lot of discovery in this game, and there's a lot more theme in what is at its core a logic and deduction game than you would otherwise expect. It doesn't necessarily look like a whole lot, but there's a whole lot there, and this honestly replaces games like Robinson Crusoe for me because the discovery and exploration adventure aspect are so high, but the rules are so much tighter. So I would be very surprised if you played this game.
No, not.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's definitely discovery. Discovery's in its name.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. All right. What's my number 1?
Bloodborne?
Almost. What do you think?
Eclipse?
Well,
Does it involve any kind of ruins?
there are ruins as well. Yes.
I see. Okay. Well, let's have it.
Let's have it. Okay. Well, I'll let you have some vantage.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's the discovery game. You know, it's that's it.
Definitely there. Yep.
I mean, all you want to do in this game is discover. The whole point of the game is discover. And I already talked about that in recent plays. It's a discovery game where you explore an island, and if you play it with multiple people, you are all tossed out into different locations, different parts of the world. You're trying to find each other, trying to get to the mission, you know, to fulfill the mission, to fulfill the destiny, build up the grid of cards, you know, discover stuff, talk to people, you know, use different actions on the locations, move around, trying to figure out where you are. So that's that. Oh, let me just for a moment. Oops. Sorry, somebody's calling me. Anyway, Vantage.
There you go.
Is amazing. It's the definition of discovery for me. That's what I wanted from a game. That's why I love it so much.
Definitely has discovery in it. A lot of it.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I mean, we've already talked about it, but I enjoy Vantage. It's definitely an adventure.
But it's not on your list.
It's not. Mostly, I haven't played it that much. I've only played it a few. I've played it 7, 8 times, but I honestly, while the discovery is high, I'm not sure that the game that it's more of a discovery experience for me than really a game where I feel like I've had a start and an end to it. And I think that's probably why it fails a little bit for me, but I really like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. My dad's calling me. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And if I drop the call, he thinks that he needs to call right back again.
Of course.
Because maybe the things changed. Okay. Anyway.
The situation could be very different 10 seconds later.
Yeah. So here we go. It's top 10. And surprisingly for Kyle, top 10 discovery games.
I had myself a list. Fortunately, I always have a good short list.
Yeah. And also, sorry for the internet issues. I don't know what happened. It's probably it's not nothing that we can control.
That's true.
It's something that we cannot control. What I wanted to say. So.
Okay. Well, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, there we are.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you another time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.